Alright, I'm just going to go through the fuel system, carburetor, clean everything up, check the choke. It's got an automatic choke. Make it easy to work on. I'm going to pull this cover off. Set that out of the way. Our carburetor's here. That's where the air filter is. Pull this cover and the filter off. This is the automatic choke. Spring's not broken. That can be a problem. If you got a broken spring on your choke, cause starting problems. And here's the throttle spring. Those are both good, both in place. I'm going to pull this plate off. And the vent hose hooks up to that. A little dirty. This is our fuel line here. And I do have a full tank of fuel, so I'm going to drain that. You can tip these over to get the gas out. You can disconnect the line there, but I'm going to disconnect it here. You can also stick a T or a clamp on here, but this is a pretty stiff hose. So I'll just back that off, and then I like to take this, grab it, and twist it just to break it loose, and then pull it off. Now when I pull it off, I'm going to stop it with my finger so the gas doesn't run all over everything. There we go. I can run it in the funnel and then down into my tank. And it helps take the cap off so you got air flowing through there. Now there's two 10mm bolts that hold the carburetor on. There's one and the other one's right there. We'll release those, and also our springs. And those just pull off and you can set them aside. And then we just need to release the throttle here. You just tip the carburetor up like that and it pops off. Now let's take this over to the workbench, clean it up. Alright, there isn't much to these. We'll remove the float bowl. And there's the jet holes. We're going to clean those out. Pull the float bowl off. Pretty clean in there. Pull the float out. Just take the pin out and lift the float. And there's your needle valve. You always want to check the tip of that. It looks fine. Float looks good. It's a rubber O-ring gasket on there. There's a jet in there. And we'll clean all this out. Just use some carburetor cleaner. It comes through nice. Shoot some through this jet here. Good. Everything's nice and open. I'll be a little careful down in here. That's all good. Everything seems nice and open. Good. Oh, we haven't cleaned our main jet. and you can get sediment in there. You always want to be careful spraying carburetor spray too. That doesn't get in your eyes. Wear safety glasses. A lot of people wear gloves. All right. Put her back together. Just want to snug that down, not too tight. It's all aluminum. You can see that's beveled, so the bevel side will go in. Let's take it back out and install it. I also want to blow through the fuel line, just in case there's a clog in there. Now we'll throw the carburetor back on. Got our rubber gasket here. This side's beveled just a little more than that side, so I'm putting that flat side against the intake of the engine, and then the carburetor will go against that. Need to hook up our throttle. Slides right through there. There we go. If it doesn't feel like it goes in nice and smooth, I always back it off till I hear a click, and I know the threads are lined up. Very, very important. And I like to feel these when I'm tightening these down, not use the impact driver. Again, you're just going into aluminum, so not too tight. But it does vibrate, so it's got to be snug. Good. Hook up our throttle spring. Good. Now that's just plastic going into aluminum, so you want it snug, but careful, don't break it. That just clips on there, like that. Good, 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 good. Hook our fuel line back up. Three little pins that hold that gasket on there, so you can get that on. Get your screws in. Make sure you get your vent on there. Good. And our filter and cover. These prongs just fit right in there. Tip it up. Screw that in, you're good. And then the cover, shroud. Just two screws that hold that in. All right. Got the carburetor all cleaned up. Everything checked out. Let's fuel it back up. Give her a test. All right, we got the carburetor all cleaned up. Let's give it a pull and see what it does. pull. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.